What's up? I'm gonna do an audio check right now and we'll get started. I've been gone for how long? How long have I been gone? For a week or two? Yeah. I just haven't been feeling okay. But we're just gonna put that to the side and focus on the charts. Yep, audio works. We're live. Let's get going. I should analyze rate. That's how it's done. There's a new week opening gap up here. We've missed it slightly. Do I think we might go up there? Probably. We have a new 4-hour candle opening at 2. Yeah, I'll just wait. I gotta wait. So if you don't know me and you're watching this for the first time, I've changed my name from Playboy Francis to Brian Ramirez. That is my actual name. And the reason for that is because I'm not that guy anymore. I needed some change. Sometimes people identify themselves with their name, and I'm no playboy. And to be honest, I like my name, my original name, my actual government name. And what else has changed? I'm still gonna use the 5 and the 2 minute to trade. My goals is to make, actually my real goal, just to be honest, is to see if I could trade and not get live streaming in the way. And once I feel comfortable, I'm gonna move to a funded challenge, and I'll then I'll then do live funds, right? Once I get comfortable live streaming. But what is going to determine that would be how I trade from now till March. But the goal is to make $10,000. If I make $10,000 on the demo account, then I reached the goal. But even if I would have made the $10,000 in the regular accounts, and I didn't feel comfortable, I would still have done it. So that's what I'm doing here. Well, that's the point of this. That's the objective. The objective is to make sure that I'm like fully confident trading while live streaming, and I only have now till March to figure that out. If not, then I'll just reset the account in March and start from scratch. So just to give you an update on what I'm doing, where this is heading. Am I pointing nowhere? Is this aiming? Is there an aim? Is there an objective? And there is. I guess I want to give more context to how I trade. Let me figure out a way to word this where I don't sound egotistical or over my head. The way I trade is I anticipate the most high probability times I could get a setup, and right now it's not a high probability time. I think a high probability time would be 2. I think 2 would be the most high probability time, because at 2 p.m. I'll have a new 4-hour candle, and right now we're consolidating. If this is high resistance, we have a PD array up here, and we have a PD array right down here. We are in between those 2 PD arrays. Are you smiling? Because I'm smiling. Wait, there's a PD array here, there's a PD array here. Price is doing pretty much of nothing. If I get in now, I'm risking it going here, I'm risking it going up here. Who the hell? Oh my goodness. It's my friend Brendan. Give me a sec. Let's see what's up for a sec. Alright. Bro wants to go play soccer. I'm down. And for anybody hating on soccer, I'm not like a huge soccer fan, but I do like just kicking the ball around. So 2 p.m. is where I would say it's high probability. You know what? I realized that anytime I talk, I feel like the person watching this will just fast forward, so I'm gonna just write stuff. Like, I'm talking. Listen. There. Okay, there. Now I got your attention, right? Because you were fast forwarding, and now you see I'm talking. Listen. So my plan is at 2 p.m. to try and get in, because we have a fair value gap, a new week opening gap here, a new week opening gap here. If I get in now, thinking it's going long, I'm risking this. That's my risk. If I go in short, right, because now we have like a hammer. If you don't know what hammer is, because you've been fast forwarding my videos, we have a hammer here. Now, because there's a hammer and I try to go short, I'm risking that. What I mean risk is there's a risk up here and a risk down here, and this is the middle. I wouldn't want to get in. So what do? What I do is I wait for the next, I'm going to regret saying this, but this is my concept. I'm going to wait for the next time window. The next time window is 2. There's things I don't want to share. There's things I just keep to myself, but if I'm going to live stream, and it's between talking out loud and saying my concepts out loud so then I could hear myself versus just being in my head and hearing the intrusive thoughts of just intrusive thoughts. I have to say my PD erase. I have to say my concepts out loud so I can listen to myself, but I'm not going to share everything I have, and I can't even prove that I'm consistent yet, so it doesn't even matter. But time windows are what do I call them? Well, not what do I call them, but how can I explain this without explaining it? It's what I'm trying to figure out. Time windows. Brian Ramirez concept. Time windows. What are they, right? How do I look for them in price? And how do they benefit me? I'm not going to share them. I'm not going to give too much detail on them. But the ones I'll share would be what ICT has already taught, right? 50 to 10, that's a time window. Time windows, then you look for the market efficiency paradigm. In 10, 50, 11, 10 window, right? If that window consolidates, I'm assuming the outlier is going to expand. Now you're wondering, what's an outlier? Outlier. Brian Ramirez. It's a Brian Ramirez concept. So what's an outlier? So after 10, so 11 to 19, that's an outlier. Or 41 to 49, that's an outlier. But it's not useful unless you know the market efficiency paradigm. So let's say 1050, right? Let's say 1050 to 1110 expands, and this would be a macro. So this is an ICT concept, macro. I'm giving credit where credit's due. Outlier is my concept. It's mine. That's mine. Outlier. Outlier would be 11 to 1119. So the 1050 1110 macro expands, right? The outlier, then the probability would be the outlier from 1111 to 1119 will consolidate or retrace or reverse. And that's a time window. That's a time window. That's a time window. And there's a whole lot more. And it gets a whole lot more precise. And it's a big rabbit hole. And you're wondering, where can I find more information on outliers? Right here. Right here. Where can I find more information on macros? ICT. Go to ICT, and he talks about macros. He talks about almost every tool you need to figure out how the market works. Almost. Some of it you need Jesus. Like, I'm not kidding. God has helped me figure this out. Well, that was simple. but he helped me figure out time windows. And now time windows, if you understand where they are, and you understand how many they are, and you understand what it is and how it's valuable, well, look at my lives. Well, look at them. I get in and out, and most of the time I do lose, but you know if I just work a little harder, if I just, well, not work a little harder, I could do this all day. If I just get out of my head, you know I could be in and out this market, in and out, and do crazy stuff. That's why I started live streaming, because I know if I just be consistent, if I just show up enough, I'll get out of my head, and I'll feel the confidence I have, and I'll just be in and out, in and out, in and out. And the best thing about doing live, YouTubers, any other live streamer, they're gonna say, do it live. I'm doing it live. They're gonna say, do it with a real account. I'm doing it with a paper account, and I don't know any live streamer that uses real money. So what's the excuse then? I still got a lot to prove. I got a lot to show to prove that I can do this. So if you're watching this later on in the future, look for time windows. They're simple to look. They're easy to find. You just gotta get out of the looking at the physical candles, because a time window is not based off candles. Look at that. Now I want to go in. Now I would want to try to get in short. Why? Because I know where the PD rates are gonna. I know where price wants to go by the institutional sponsorship. It wants to go lower. That's an order block, right? Not anymore. It's an inverse mitigation block. Let's just say that, right? It doesn't want to go back up here. It wants to go down here. Now I could be an idiot and go short, or I could be a methodical trader. Wait for two. Actually, I might actually want to go short, because on the 4 hour, oh, that's going to glitch. That's so going to glitch. On the 4 hour, we have that right there. That definitely glitched. I'm definitely lagging on the live stream. Okay. I'll be back at 2 p.m. What's up? So we have a minute until 2 p.m. opens. I still have the same narrative. We're in the middle of 2 PD arrays, and I just want one of them to get hit. And I think this is where the new trader, right, starts overthinking and goes, wait, what if none of them get hit? What if it stays in a range the whole time? What if I don't take a trade? That means I'm not good enough. That means I failed. That means I can't trade. And if that's you, you just gotta accept that. You kind of gotta accept that. Oh yeah, if it stays in a range and it doesn't go to any of the PDRs, I didn't trade. That's how you gotta view it. Many times when I was starting out, I was thinking just like that. Wait, if it doesn't hit one, then I don't trade. And guess what that would cause? Now you might think, oh, it's just going to cause me to enter and take a loss. No, you gotta focus on what it's causing, not just of what was the outcome, but what is it causing by thinking, if not, I'm not going to be able to place a trade. I'm not going to be able to get in. I'm not going to be able to prove that I could do this. And we'll start from there, right? Proving that I can do this, right? What comes with that? And if you think this is boring, you could go and watch somebody else. What comes with that? Anxiety. What else comes with that? The need to get in. The need to get in. What else comes with that? The need to get in, anxiety, and I guess that's it. Anxiety. I guess you could say fear. So now, this is gonna get so technical. Now, a lot of people don't know this one. Your fight or flight freeze, a lot of people don't know the freezing part, responses will activate. A lot of people just look at the fight or flight, right? You'll either fight, and if it doesn't work, you'll run away. But there's a third one. It's called freeze. Now, freezing is what causes trauma, but that's a whole other video. Freezing, when you want to fight, flight, and freeze, that's going to cause you to get in, right? Let's go back to the scenario. Wait, we're in the middle of the range. I have that PD array, I have that PD array. Which one is it going to? This is stressing me out. I'm getting very anxious. I'm scared because if I don't place a trade, if it doesn't go here and if it doesn't go there, I don't know what's gonna do. If I don't know what's gonna do, then that means I'm not ready to trade live. Or for example, with the person who's just trying to trade, if I can do it, I can't prove that I can make money. If I can't make money, then I won't become rich. I won't become successful, right? And you have all these intrusive thoughts, and that's what I mean by intrusive thoughts. You're having all these intrusive thoughts. It's causing fear, it's causing anxiety. And you know what that fear and anxiety is going to do? It's going to cause doubt. And that doubt and fear are just going to feed into your fight or flight freeze responses. So now when this is activated, what's going to happen? You're going to get in too early. You're going to go long. You're going to go long, and it's going to go down here. And then it's going to go back up there, and you're demoralized. Or you're going to go short, and it goes up here. And then it goes down here, and you're going to be demoralized. Now, I asked you, what is happening, right? We know what's the outcome. We know the outcome is not trading if it doesn't go to this. But what is the real outcome of it not not going to the PDRs. The real outcome is anxiety and fear. Oh, so when I want to take a trade and I feel like, oh wait, it needs to go here, it needs to go up here, it has to do this now. When I start sounding like that, when I start getting ideas like that, that means I'm fearful, anxious, and doubtful. What would that cause? It's going to cause me to get in. So how do I change that? Well, instead of thinking, right, because this is how I thought about it, instead of thinking, okay, I need to figure out a way to know where the market's going to go exactly. Whoa, that sounds so familiar, right? I need a way to figure out where is the market going to go exactly. I need to figure out the secret time frame and the secret PDR rate that ICT has that makes them get in just at the right time. I need that secret formula, right? Because there is a secret formula. There is a secret formula. And once I have it, I'll know exactly when price will go to that PDR rate, and I'll know when it'll go to that PDR rate, and I'll know when it won't do it. Right? You want that secret formula, that secret time frame, that secret PDR rate. When the outcome that causes you to lose is not knowing, it's not knowing the PDRs. It's not knowing your instincts. It's not knowing your human nature of anxiety and fear. I know when to get in and when to get out because I know, okay, well, that's a different topic, but I know when I should not get in and when I should not try to get in when I feel anxious and fearful. That was overcome when I realized, okay, once I realized that I felt fear and anxiety, that's when I want to get in. That's when I get blind. That's when my human instincts, my fight, flight, or freeze responses are kicking in. And when these kick in, I'll start fighting, right? All right, I need to look for an entry. That's my fighting. I'm gonna look for an entry. And fleeing was, okay, it's not going there quicker. It's not going there quick. I just gotta do it. I gotta run. And you go in long, and guess what? It takes you out. So now, oh shit, I'm in a trade. It's not going, let's say I went long. It's not going higher, it's going lower. Oh, guess what? You're freezing. You're freezing in the moment. You're not thinking straight. And you're probably laughing. You're thinking, shit, I've been here. Yeah. And you're here. You're freezing. You're like, oh no. I know it's going down there now. I know it's going down there. I need to take my stop off. No. Oh, my rational brain is doing something now. Wait. What if I just lower my stop to that down there? And guess what? There's a fair value gap right here. Now you're blind. Now you're completely blind because you're not even looking at the PDR race, right? You're putting your stop loss right down here. You're thinking, yeah. And now the market starts ticking lower and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna lift my stop. Boom, takes you out. And guess what you do next? Now the rational brain will tell you, okay, I took a loss. That's it. I'm gone. No, you're going to go back in. But this time, instead of going long, you're going to go short. And it tags the PDR rate you've been waiting for this whole time. And it goes back up here. And guess what? You experienced your human nature. That's human nature. So that's how I've been able to overcome the idea of, what if it doesn't go here? What if it doesn't do this? What? It's good. Yeah, once I start feeling that, what I do is I focus on my breathing. And it's going to sound, this part is going to go over your head, but I focus on my breathing. I focus on my stomach. I focus on my chest. It's mainly on my chest where I focus on. I focus on my thoughts, on the pictures, the visions, the traumas. I focus on everything that's happening. And I let go of it, right? Through my senses. I relax, I am in this state of panic, on this state of sharp edges. And I try to smoothen out those edges so I could relax myself and realize, oh shit, if it doesn't go to the PDRs, I didn't trade. Oh, okay. Instead of thinking, I didn't trade. No, I didn't trade. I'll come back tomorrow. I didn't trade. Awesome. Okay. And your whole more relaxed. Even the way you say it, your voice, your human nature is going, your brain is going to hear your voice and be like, oh no, I can't. And now it's going to get that sense of, oh, look at the way I'm talking. I'm scared now. Instead of going, I won't trade. I'm not trading today. Awesome. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. I'm good. And you changed your whole vibration just by doing that. But that had to come with a lot of pain. Realizing all this came with a lot of pain. Was I mute the whole time? I should have done a. Okay, no. I've been. You've heard all that. Good. Because that was gold. Just gotta make sure it was live. Yeah, I was live. And the only reason you will think thoughts like, oh shit, it's not gonna go to that PD rate. It's not gonna go to this PD rate. It just won't do it. It can't do it. It just won't do it now. The only reason you get those thoughts is because you haven't had enough experience with it. And experience is subjective, right? A lot of people ask their mentors, so is it going to take a year, 6 months, 3 months? Experience comes depending on who you are as a person. If you're somebody who's a slow learner, man, it's going to take a while. I was a slow learner, and it took me a year to overcome that. But nothing is impossible. That's nice. Very nice. But I'm looking for, and this is another thing I'm overcoming on the live stream, because I could see trades, right? This was one thing I had to overcome. Just because I see a trade does not mean I should take it. That's a whole other lesson. That's more advanced than the previous one. When not to get in, right? It's not just, but I see a setup. Yeah, I see a setup. I know there's going to be a better one coming up next, right? You see that one, you're like, you know where that comes from? Here, another one. Short term. Now, don't laugh at me if I spelled that wrong. And I spelled it right. Awesome. Short-term gratification, right? I saw that setup, and I knew I could take it, and I've mentioned it before I went and closed off the thing. I said, I see we could go short, but I'm waiting for that one. But how do I know if it's going to go? Right? Okay, if I miss it, I miss it. That's the point. If I don't get it, then I didn't get it. But the short-term gratification, that you gotta overcome in your personal life with discipline. If you watch porn, then you gotta not watch porn anymore, because you're getting that short-term gratification. And you're saying, no, that's just too much. That's crazy. And I'm just telling you what's been helping me and where I've seen my mistakes. And I've realized that porn is short-term gratification. And you're conditioning yourself to just want short-term gratification. And I realized that's all I've been doing. So I saw that setup, and since I'm conditioned, right? Let's say I'm the guy who is short. Well, I was, right? I've conditioned myself to only want short-term gratification. I see that setup, I'm gonna go short. But now, guess what? Short-term gratification doesn't come by itself. Short-term gratification has greed and fear tied to it. It has greed and fear tied to it. So now, let's say I went in and I got along, and you could look at my previous videos and you could see how short-term gratification and greed played such a huge part of my losses. I'll get in here, I'll take a quick short, I see that I'm up, and guess what? What if the market isn't really going to go here, and it's actually going to blow through my key level, and it's just going to keep going lower to this order block right here? What if it's just going to do that, right? Do I really want to risk that? Do I really want to risk not getting the full pull? So guess what I'll do? I'll lower my take profit. I'll leave my stop where it is, or maybe sometimes I'll increase it. I'm not ashamed to do that. And it'll go all the way, let's say it goes all the way here, right? To the bottom of that new week opening gap. And I'm like stoked. I'm like, okay, I'm sold with the idea now. It's definitely going here. It's gonna take my take profit. It's gonna to do it now. Based off what? Based off what? Why will the market go all the way down there, right? Why do I think that? because I let my emotions get the best of me. I let that emotional joy of thinking it's going to go out here alter my mind and think, well, it's going to go down here. Why? Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy it's going to go down there. And that's how many people trade. They trade emotionally. A lot of people say, you gotta be emotionless when you trade, and they never elaborate. Everybody's just repeating the same regurgitated stuff. And they have no brains. Nobody's talking on their own experience. They're all just regurgitating what ICT has. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Everybody rides on ICT's you know what. And I'm not that guy. God forbid I'm that guy. Now, when people say trading with emotion, it's when you justify a trade setup based off fear, happiness, sadness, anger. But here's the catch, you don't know when you're doing that until after the fact, right? After the fact you lost or made money. But emotional trading would be me getting in a short-term trade, getting greedy, and then seeing it give me what I want. And because I'm greedy, because it's giving me what I want, I am now emotionally involved. I'm emotionally involved. I'm happy now because it's doing what I've wanted it to see it do. But guess what? I'm not thinking rationally. I'm not thinking that this here is a fair value gap. It's a fair value gap. That this could have launched price back higher. And all I'm doing is focusing on this order block that has nothing to do with my model at the time. Therefore, I'll wait. And some of you might even say I'm over-exaggerating, but it went lower, but did not tag consequential encouragement of that new weak opening gap. I needed to show me some strength lower. There's an order block right there. I could go short, but I'm waiting for that big pull. If it doesn't happen, it didn't happen. It was, oh well. There's always tomorrow. There's next session. There's the next time window. Now that you know what time window is, there's hundreds of them. Like, I'll just wait. And we could get super advanced with all this, and I could blow your minds with it, man. But there's no need for it. All we have to do is just keep it basic. Do I want to get in now? No. Do I want to get in now? Yes. Long, short, long, short. Simple. But you get to let your emotions get in tie. If you let your emotions to get aligned with this, then will you be blind and not be able to understand when to get in and when to get out. It's your emotional connection to the trade. And your emotional connection does not always mean joy. It means fear. It means anger. It means sadness. It's every emotion out there. And many people don't want to journal because they're not emotional. Yes, you are. Are you human? Are you flesh? Then you're emotional. Trust me, you're emotional. Either you're traumatized, either you've been heartbroken, either you've been through something nobody else could understand. But that's going to play a big part in trading. And I know because it has played a huge part in my trading. It's played a huge part while live streaming. Not in trading anymore. I overcame that. But when I live stream, I get the thoughts again of my past, of my anxieties, of my ex-girlfriend, of things that have nothing to do with trading but affect my trading. Yeah. I kind of didn't want to teach this, but now that we're in the topic, and some of you might say, look, you missed your entry. Let's call this, well, this is what my model. I don't have a model, I have guidelines. Ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. How do I explain that? You know what? Let's try to explain that. What is ebb and flow, right? How do I explain my guidelines to somebody who doesn't know? Where? I was gonna pull up a video of the ocean going back and forth, but no, that's not a good example. Ebb and flow would be tag that went up there, or tags this, then goes back down here. But you see how there's a fair value gap right there, from here to there. I used to call it a Francis gap, since I'm not, well, I can still call it a Francis gap. It's not a Playboy Francis gap, but this is a Francis gap. This is a fair value gap. This would be a Francis gap. There's a Francis gap down there. It goes back up here, comes back down here. Should I just call it a Brian gap? Francis is my middle name, Brian Francis Ramirez, but Francis gap, Brian gap. We'll call it Brian gap. This is a Brian gap. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have a Pediarite that I used to call it Francis gap. It's a Brian gap now. Oh no, I guess I'll explain ebb and flow later on. Can't do it now. Let's go long. Go long 1. Let's go long 2. Let's go long 3. And let's go down here. Let's see, why did I go long? What was the reason for me to go long? Are you crazy? Are you demented? No, I'm not demented. But I do know that this is low resistance. That's rocket fuel. We'll put it back up here, and that. Why are you going long? Why did you go long? What's wrong with you? A couple things. What is wrong with you? What are you doing, kid? Honestly. Okay. 4 is the max I'll go. But there's a thing called 720. 70% of the time, price will trade in the range. 20% of the time, it will trade beyond the range. Beyond the range. Okay, so why you get into trade, right? You're wondering, what the fuck? That explains nothing. Nothing. Okay, I'm being a little over dramatic. But what's an order block? Actually, this is not an order block. No offense, ICT. I know you created it, but I know what real order block is. But we'll call this an order block for the sake of the same way you called a liquidity void a liquidity void. The same way I'll call it an order block an order block. And for those who catch up with ICT and you don't understand that, just keep studying. But this order block, is it okay? Order block, liquidity. I like that. liquidity, order block. Liquidity, what would that be? 20% of the time it will trade beyond the range. This would be beyond the range. 70% of the time price will trade in the range. So what would be the order block? In the range. So what's most likely for me right now? Well, I'm in a pickle right now, because that is an order block. Well, I have faith that I'm on side at the moment. Yeah, I'm on side at the moment. 5 minutes I might be proven wrong, but let's just say. That's a bearish order block, and this is a bullish order block. I'm still doing that because a real order block is not that. Then we got liquidity over here, right? And we should rocket fuel at that high. I do not want to see it meander around. There we go. Come on, princess. You got like 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Do something sexy. So, right here, liquidity, liquidity. Beyond the range, beyond the range. Order block would be what? 70% of the time price will trade in the range. So that's in the range, in the range. Let me ask you, if I go up here, what are the chances of me getting hit? 20%. If I go inside here, what are chances of me getting hit? 70. So what is it? It needs to spool. It takes that out. So this is still rocket fuel. That is now the trigger. That should be the trigger. Comes back up to it. Should start spooling like a mother freaker. Well, I should say trigger. Alright, we got like 3 minutes though. 3 minutes. Rocket fuel, trigger. 70%. I have a 70% chance of getting that hit. That's why I got in. But I got in because of the institutional sponsorship right down there. All I have to do now is win on time. Oh, and plus the time we're in. What time are we in? We are in the 20 what? 2040 macro. So technically it has like a solid amount of time to spool for me. Do I want it purple? Kind of like it blue, like a baby blue. Baby blue would be nice. That would be nice. That's nice. There. Y'all like baby blue? I like baby blue. It's not bad. It's not an awful color, right? Come on, hit that trigger. Trigger it. Go beyond it. Just spool now. Just like adding what's that? Fire fluid? Is it called fire fluid? Fire fluid to a flame. Just go. I live in California, so I don't really know about camping. I don't really know much about anything. All I know is how to count, and I know how to look at the time. That's basically it. I know how to count and look at the time. Come on, princess. Come on, don't embarrass me. She ain't gonna embarrass me. She got like 44 seconds. She ain't gonna embarrass me. Why would she ever embarrass me? Well, I guess she will embarrass me today. Unless I'm completely offside. And now I can't see shit down there. Okay, well, I guess we understand this, right? I'll just leave it here for a sec. I'll use my laptop. Well, I guess I was wrong. You can't win them all. What time is it? Oh, we have a new, yeah, I should go back up here. I got a new candle. And I just take this off. Let's just take what off? No. There we go. We have that right there. Oh, great. I need to go piss. Sing with me, guys. I need to go piss. Take some piss. I need to go piss. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I really want to take this off so I could read the chart. I'm blinded because it's in the way of me trading. But I also want to leave it on so then when it gets hit, it looks pretty fucking awesome. And we'll take a screenshot together. But, it's in the way of me looking at the actual chart. And rocket fuel for me. Don't be too precise or else it won't tag you out. That's what I've learned in the past. Come on, princess. Come on, just rocket fuel for me. Just go ka-chow. Oh shit, I probably overstayed my welcome with that one. What was it? Was I too precise? I think I was a little too precise. Yeah. Huh, that's funny. Well, first of all, I got that PD array, and I have that right there. And if being honest, I just took it as a low risk, so I'm not even front end. I'm like chill about it. My girl. You know, when you do this almost every day for a year, and you're like confident about it, it just feels right. I will admit, when I first figured out what I knew, and for you wondering, what are you talking about, right? You sound like a maniac. Half the time, you sound like a crazy person. It's because to figure all this out, I literally went crazy. It was hard for me to understand all these things. But through the grace of God, He gave me the source code. He literally revealed how this works to me. And whether you want to believe it or not, Jesus Christ is God, and He showed me how this works. And I'm not saying He sat down with me, or I'm not saying I heard His voice. I'm saying through prayer, through me just asking for guidance and help, He gave me the mental faculties to understand how this thing works. And it sounds so crazy. It sounds like a made-up story, but I'm being honest. God has helped me through a lot. But I want to bring to light is that when I first started, right? When I first, not when I first started. When I first got this, right? When I first got that, and I did it day after day, night after night, and I was doing it in an Asian session, and I was able to do it in London, and I was able to do it in New York, and AM and PM, lunch, 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the whole doors just opened up for me. I was like, I was high. Like, off of this, I was high. I was like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, I know this. I'm better than everybody. I'm the best. I know it better. People should look up at me. I was looking down on people. And you know what happened? You know what happened? He humbled me. I get a panic attack. What I know is my nervous system, because I was so hyped up, because I was so off of it. My nervous system like crashed on me, and I was drinking a lot of coffee, and I got like a huge panic attack, and it just a whole bunch of awful things, and he allowed it, and I have faith that God allowed me to be humbled, because during the time where I got what I have, I was awful. I was having bad thoughts. They were not godly thoughts. They were not Christ-like behavior. And so now, what I'm working on, right now that I'm working on, is humility. Just this, being able to do this every day consistently means nothing. If you don't have Jesus, it means nothing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So if I'm ever asked, how does it feel, right? What does it feel like? It feels pointless. It doesn't feel like anything, right? It just, okay. Like, I get it. It feels cool, right? And for those watching me, you're like laughing. You're like, dude, you're on a demo account. You just got lucky. Just stick with me this whole year. Yeah, I'm a just stick with me this whole year. And you'll start to see some things. You'll be like, okay, this guy knows. Maybe he knows what he's doing. There's definitely something different about it, though, and you'll just stick around. But if I'm ever asked, what does it feel like? I did just nothing. Like, it felt cool in the beginning, right? It felt like, yeah, I know something nobody else knows. And I'll be honest, when I would live stream, I would get intrusive thoughts of, shit, what if I show too much? What if, right? And it still worries me, but I'm not going to show everything, and I'm not going to show too much, and I'm not going to try to be the best. I just want to help you, right? I want to just point you to the right direction. And I'm telling you, I could have all this. You could have the best model, the best tools in the world, and it won't help you. It won't. You need to know yourself. And the way I got this wisdom was through Christ. He is the truth, the way, and the light. He is the life. And if I were asked what was the best part about this journey, was getting closer with Jesus. Trying to figure this out brought me closer to Jesus. That was the best part. That was absolutely my favorite part about this. Just getting closer to Jesus. The hard times, the trials and tribulations. Because even after that panic attack, even after just frying my nervous system, it was awesome seeing how bigger of a God I had than my problems. My problems are not bigger than God, and he proved that. Going forward, humility. That's what I want to do. I want to just have humility. Just be a good person. Just be a man of good behavior, righteous behavior, you know? That's what's important to me at the moment. We're going to that. I think we could go back down here, but we will wick it a little bit. Maybe we could go to 21 here. I think we could do this. I think we could go to a real order block. Now, if you're watching, you're paying attention. You heard that right. I think we could go to a real order block. A real order block. And, and maybe see how we respond here and there. Okay, I'm ending the live.